next guest takes on Frank Camacho coming up here at UFC on Fox 27 on January 27th. It is Drew Dober joining me here on the program for the very first time. Drew, how are you?
Good. How you feeling, man?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you having me part of your morning routine. I see you got the coffee going and everything like that. What is the plan for today? You heading to the gym after this?
Yes. I got one more week of intense training before I leave for Charlotte. So today just consists of wrestling and strength and conditioning.
Excellent. Well, that sounds good. And like I said, I appreciate the time. Now, it's been a while since we've seen you in the cage. You haven't fought since July of last year. For those who might be wondering, what was sort of the reason for the layoff?
I have no idea the reason for the layoff. I've been requesting a fight since like of last year. So it could be just various things or just waiting for specific opponents. But it just took a while for them to match me up.
Yeah, and I thought it was surprising because you came off a pretty impressive win. You got the finish on Josh Berkman at UFC 214. Could that fight have gone any better, taking out a savvy veteran in Josh Berkman?
No. I mean, picture perfect. I think, I'm fully capable of that in camp. I envisioned that happening. I just set myself up for that knockout. So, it was amazing.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Tapology has this fight listed at welterweight. Is that true, or is this a lightweight fight?
Oh, no, that is true. It's a welterweight bout.
Okay. What's sort of the reason for that?
So I guess there was a lot of eyes on that fight in particular, considering the California Athletic Commission giving me a whole lot of heat for me, doing my little weight cut. And then also my opponent has missed weight twice. His last one missing weight at lightweight. So I guess getting my opponent licensed at 155 was difficult. And so I just agreed to fight him at 170. But it's not a permanent move for me. I'm going to get back down to lightweight as soon as this fight's over.
Okay, fair enough. Because I was going to ask you, what's it like competing at welterweight? Because you're just a known lightweight, so this must be a little bit different for you.
Yeah. I don't have to worry about dehydrating myself as much. I can actually eat to perform, and then fight week actually have my mind on the fight, not the scale.
And if they had like a 165-pound division, is that something that would interest you at all?
Oh, yeah, that would be perfect. I feel like my body type falls between the awkward stage of a big lightweight but too small for a welterweight. So.
Yeah, and it's funny. I'm not a fan of adding in new divisions, but I think that's the one if they could pick a division, because there's so many guys in between 170 and 155. Like, there needs to be kind of that middle ground. I think you'd see a lot of fighters go to that division.
Right. Yeah, I mean, see guys like, walk around in like the low 70s doing an easy cut, and then you get the welterweights, the guys getting above 200 pounds. And you see guys like Ben Henderson, Dos Anjos, me, Kevin Lee, like all of us are like, there's really dense individuals cutting down to like lightweight.
Yeah. No, I agree. It would be interesting if they did decide to put that in. And I actually just talked to a fighter who was, fighting at a 165-pound catchweight fight just outside the UFC. It seems like we're seeing more of that, more catchweight fights. So maybe we'll see if the commissions pick up on that. But either way, it's interesting. Now, you're taking on Frank Camacho, like I mentioned. Now, this matchup seemed like it kind of came out of nowhere, and it's a little bit short notice. Was that the case, or was it just that the news got out late?
The news got out late. I'm assuming because of the whole like licensing of the commission, they really didn't announce the fight until I had it for sure. But no, I can see kind of what they were doing with this matchup. Frank Camacho has 2 fight of the night bonuses and his 2 performances in the UFC, and I've been known to bite my mouthpiece and swing. So they're really looking to add a spectacle on the card.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I really like this matchup for both of you guys. I think it's actually a very intriguing one. How do you feel like you match up against Frank in this fight?
Perfect. I think, what he's known for and his strengths are also what I'm known for and my strengths. So I think what's going to really come out is the improvements that I've made in, the last couple of years being in Denver, Colorado, Team Elevation. So I'm not the same fighter I was in my last fight, and I think it's going to really show in this one.
So how is training camp going now? Because I know, with Muscle Farm Gum, you guys kind of have like a closer gym from what I was hearing. How is training camp going, and are you doing a bit of cross training, or is it just staying with Team Elevation?
I'm still with Team Elevation. The core group of guys stuck together, and even though we're in a different venue, we're still training just as hard, beating the crap out of each other every single day, always improving. And so even the coaches are tremendous. So we just lost the big fancy facility, but now we're back into like the good old family gym, and then improving each other.
And as far as training partners, I imagine usual cast of characters, Neil Magny, Brandon Thatch, guys like that.
Yep. all these little tough individuals, and then plus a good handful of up and comers that are just giving me a run for my money, and they should be in the UFC as well.
Okay, who are some of the guys? I like hearing about these up and comers. Who are some guys that you can plug away right here?
Oh, you got Corey Sandhagen. This guy's one of the best strikers on the team.
Yeah.
This guy's fantastic. He's been a really essential part of my camp. They got like Lavelle Simpson, fought at the LFA, and then Austin Baldwin, who fights apparently holds like 3 or 4 titles, all over the United States. And so all those guys are just, they're dedicated, consistent, and they're training with Neil Magny and the Brandon Thatches, so they'll be in the big show one day as well.
And it sounds like the weight cut's going well. I mean, it's way better than cutting to 55, I imagine.
Yep. I'm not too worried about it right now. I'm still, watching when I eat. I'm eating clean. I'm not throwing donuts in my mouth and cupcakes because I still gotta, play punch face with somebody in 2 weeks. So I'm staying in shape, but not stressing about the scale.
Gotcha. And how do you sort of see this fight playing out on January 27th?
Oh man, it's gonna be fireworks. Frank stands there and he trades, and so I'm looking forward to partaking in that as well. And so if fans really like seeing 2 guys just going nuts at each other's mouths, that's generally what we're gonna be doing. Where
do you feel like a win over Frank Camacho puts you in this division? Because you want to go back down to lightweight. Is there anything you're looking at after this? I imagine you want to stay active just with having the fight back in July.
Yeah. It's just going to be another win, and then increased momentum. I think the significance is going to be in how I'm going to perform in the cage. I think people are really going to now see that my potential is coming out, regardless of how the fight ends. I mean, ideally, I feel like it's going to knock out in the first round, but just basically showing myself that I'm fully capable of being in the top 10 and fighting for that title. So get this win under my belt, go back down to lightweight, and then get plenty more wins. I wasn't satisfied with fighting only once in 2017, so we're going to try to get as many fights in 2018 as possible.
Is there anyone in particular you want to fight in the lightweight division next, or are you going to save that for the post-fight speech?
Oh, man. I always think about this. I'm not really big on calling people out, but I had my eyes on Clay Guida. He just beat Eric Koch, and he did that backward scorpion kick or something. But it's a guy that I've looked up to for the longest time, and I was like, it'd be such an honor and a privilege to fight a fighter as exciting as him.
Last question for you here. What do you like doing on your downtime? I know you're a busy guy training and getting ready for this fight, but are you watching any Netflix? You playing any video games? What would I find you doing on the downtime?
Oh, man, I've been actually recently just replaying Skyrim.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, so I've been playing my PlayStation 4 in the times where I need to rest and recover. So it helps taking your mind off of
I was going to say,
trying to bloody you up in front of millions of people.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's a good choice. And this is going to be a great fight, Drew. I really appreciate the time. It's UFC on Fox 27 coming up here January 27th. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media. And if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours, sir.
All right. Well, shout out to Team Elevation in Denver, Colorado. We're the next big thing as far as gyms coming up in the United States. And if you guys want to follow me, see what I'm doing, easy tag or handle is Drew Dober.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.